everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Clau. I'm a wife, a mom, and a nurse. So the last time that I have made a video was back in May 2nd of this year, 2020. That was the last time I was in the hospital before me and my husband had switched, because back then of the whole COVID thing, only one parent gets to stay with their children while in the hospital. But most of you knew of what happened, and the reason why I'm doing this video is today is her birthday, December 8th. Supposedly she'll be turning 4, but instead she's celebrating her birthday up in heaven, and I believe that she's happy. No more pain, no more cancer, no more sufferings. She earned her angel wings. I believe that she earned it because she fought really hard for it. She was so resilient. She was strong. So she earned those wings. She earned it on June 30, 2020 at 12:30 p.m. I wanted to create this video to honor her today on her birthday. Just to keep her memories alive, just keep talking about her, and just know that I'm not gonna stop sharing her memories, everything that she taught me, my husband, my family. She was our one and only. It is so hard to lose somebody you love. As I've learned from one of the books that was given to me, was that it just depends on how you grieve of what your relationship is to that person who passed. It's like if you lose a parent, you lose your past. If you lose a spouse, you lose your present. And if you lose a child, you lose your future. I mean, it's just like against nature. She was supposed to surpass us. She was supposed to outlive us. But now, the reason why I'm doing this video is just, like I said, to share how I really feel, because quite a few people had asked how I'm doing, how my husband is doing, how are we coping up, holding up, all those things. A few had asked me if I have talked to a professional, to a mental health doctor, and all those things. But there's this one grief support leader from our church, and she has been very, very helpful. And another minister that from our church is also checking up on us. But I have people that I talk with about this, and really help me. I am not to the point of causing harm to myself or causing harm to other people. It's just that when I share things about Athena, when I share things about her memory, it is just out of love. It is just out of missing her, and just, like I said, keeping her alive, keeping her memories still, I don't know, all the things that she taught us, just to honor her. It's not because that, it is not just a random post on social media. It is really hard. It is really hard to lose a child. And I really hope that no other parents would have to ever experience this. A little bit about what happened after I made that video back in May. So she was able to finish her high dose chemo and she received her last stem cell transplant. And on May 22nd, she had this procedure to take off one of her chemo ports. She had two back then, but there were some complications, and she had this thing called flash pulmonary edema, where there's just like fluid in her lungs. They told me that it was something that would resolve, but after 2 days, it was worse, and she was put on this life support machine called ECMO. It was supporting both of her heart and her lungs. From the way that they explained it to me, she can get off that ECMO. So she did. After 5 days of fighting the machine, letting them know that her heart is strong, that her lungs are strong, she was able to get off ECMO on May 29. So they put that ECMO on May 24, and then she got off on May 29. But then one of her chemo ports has been occluded, and so they decided to do another surgery for her on May 31st or May 30. I can't remember. But they had to replace it, so they have another access for her. But it was too much trauma for her body, her little body, too much things going on, too much events, that it was just worse. So a week later, she was back on ECMO. This time it was just completely supporting her lungs. That was back in June 5th. And so they told us that if in 14 days it does not resolve, there's nothing else that they can do. And we said, we'll see. Because I know that she's gonna fight this. She's gonna come out of this. On the 12th day, I can't remember when was that, June 17? On the 12th day, they told us that they're afraid that the machine could not catch up with Athena anymore because they're just losing her. There was just too much damage, too much things that's going on, that they could not support her lungs anymore. Her heart was strong, her kidneys was compensating for her lungs. This is just the nurse part talking, but yep. And then day 14 came in, and they've been asking us what our plans were at that time. Plans if we had to let her go, or unplug her. But it is something that I cannot, or nor my husband's, I don't know, we just can't decide it. I know this may be weird for some, but we let her tell us. We let her tell us when she's ready to go. I know it was too much. It was too much, and for her, too much for her body. But we waited. We waited because we were high on faith. We were hoping for a miracle. A lot of people had prayed for her. A lot of people had prayed that it would turn out better. But on June 29 at 6 p.m., she started decompensating. Her heart is just giving up. Her blood pressure is just low that the doctor had told us that it would only be a couple hours from that moment. But knowing Athena, she's very resilient and strong. She made it another 18 hours, 18 and a half hours before she finally went. It was just crazy because that very moment I was laying down on bed with her and I played the video when she was born. Played that video that she was just crying, and I have her, we're having our skin to skin, and she is crying. And as soon as I turned off my phone, I saw her heart rate from 96 beats per minute down to 0. Didn't even count down. 96 to 0. And she was having agonal breaths. My husband was there, and one of the chaplain from his work was there. It was just like the four of us, actually. And then doctors started coming in, and I told them, call my mom, because she was in the waiting room. And it was just, she was gone. She was gone. And from that on, it felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest, and it was filled with asphalt. That it was so heavy, yet so numb, that I couldn't feel a thing. I don't know how to feel. I have questioned God so many times. I was even holding my Bible, and I was talking to the chaplain and said, how am I supposed to read this thing again? How am I supposed to believe what he says anymore? It was just so much. It was something so hard that, like I said, I would never hope for a parent to ever experience. I don't even know how I'm standing. I don't even know how I'm still going on working out. But I have mentioned it before that right now I have to take care of my heart. I have to keep myself healthy. I have to prepare myself for the time that I get to see her again. So, yep. If you made it this far into watching this video, I would like to thank you so much for taking time to listen to our daughter's story, joining us into honoring her. Today, my husband and I are headed to the hospital where she stayed at for the last 7 months and 7 days of her life to give back to families. Back when we were there were a few families that had supported us for the holidays, and so my husband and I had thought about this, and we are giving back to families that are still there fighting childhood cancer, and those that are in PICU. I have created this little things. It was something that this shirts, the Resilient and Strong, those who have bought shirts, hoodies, thank you so much for your support. And those that are supporting us with prayers and helps and all that, it is very much appreciated. I'm pretty sure you've seen it on my social media. It is something that, it was the gift card. I have it in here, and then there's just the card that I wrote that says, happiness is not based on possession, power, or prestige, but on relationships with people you love and respect. And it was our little picture. Yep. And youth mask. So, yep. And there's this thing that I've been feeling that I'm pulled to do. I wanted to start a non-profit organization or non-profit foundation, and I'd like to name it Athena Rose Foundation. And I'm not sure yet what to start it with, but our goal is to help families who are fighting childhood cancer, families who are in the pediatric ICU, and just help them, support them, letting them know that they're not alone in this. But details to come. I would need some suggestions. If you have any, please feel free to reach out to me. It is something in the works. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. I hope you come back for the next videos. Bye!